Hi, this is Cayman with Coal Creek Tubs, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your vertical coal tub. This is the tub, and this is the chiller and step. We offer the tub just by itself. If you want to just set up a tub and put ice in it, they make some of those big blocked ice on Amazon that you can put in and try, get cold water. Or if you're in a cold environment like Montana, you can leave it outside and get cold water. It comes with the lid, comes with the tub itself, and has a garden hose spigot on the bottom so you can drain it out. And then this is our chiller and step. You can buy this at a separate time or all together. So for the unboxing, we're gonna get this tub out of here. The great thing about this setup is it ships FedEx ground to your home. So FedEx actually home delivery. So you don't need to create a window or coordinate with the FedEx driver. They'll drop it just like how they would with any other packages. Get it open, and here's the lid. So this lid comes with child locks on both sides. Now the tub. I think the best way to get this tub out is actually by flipping the box over. And pulling out the tub. So with the tub out of the box, this is the side where the chiller is going to be attached. Or if you're not running a chiller, this is the side the drain's going to be on. Now you can move it into place. Today's location will be right here. Reach inside the tub. There'll be a baggie, and you can get your child locks out. So these child locks are with the Phillips head screwdriver. Just screw right in. Now with the child locks on, you can just grab your lid. And this is going to be the extent of the setup. The lid secures down with the child locks, and then on the bottom, this is plugged off, but it's always ready for a chiller. So on a chiller system, if you wanted to DIY it, or with ours, pulling water out of the bottom goes through the chiller, then injects back into the tub. But this is your drain on this setup. So simply just attach your garden hose, open the valve, and water will drain out of the tub. Now for the complete system, the chiller and step ship inside one box. Some packaging that we'll use in a second. Go around the chiller. You can take the chiller out. So you can see this is a chiller with inlets on the side, but it also has a filter and ozone built in as well. So you can see the filter, really easy to change out the new filter. So we'll get this back set to the side. And then the plumbing. In this bag, you'll find two different plumbing assemblies. We're going to be using this to get the chiller connected to the tub. More packaging was set aside, and now we can get the step pulled out. And this is what it looks like out of the packaging. Has a nice EVA decking on the top with the white that matches the white step. The color on this step and the tub is our moonshine color. So it has specks of orange, black, and gray mixed in with the natural color. Really blends in well. But now to get our tub set up with the plumbing, what we'll want to do is tilt the tub on the side. So you can use that packaging there to support the tub. So the first plumbing assembly will go on the bottom. This is a longer one that has the brass drain on it as well. To get this installed, I always like to start going left to get the threads engaged. So go left and find the threads, and then just spin it until it's tight. And behind this insulation is a T fitting, so you can kind of grab onto the T and give you leverage to get it tight. And now it's starting to get hand tight, and we're going to finish this rotation until it's horizontal with the tub. If you come really close, we can peel this back, and you can still see some blue and still see a thread. They're MPT threads, so they don't go all the way in. They engage and provide a great seal. Now for the second one, in the finished position, we want it to look just like this, but we'll do the same thing by getting this threaded in. And now that's installed and ready. And now we will tilt this down. So just to show you all, we have it up here. These are actually shut-off valves on the plumbing. You'd be using this when you change the filter. So to shut it off, simply, that's the shut-off position. The same for this one. Perpendicular to the plumbing is shut off. So now we can get this tub tilted back up. And now we'll come to get our chiller ready. So now before we actually get this chiller fired up and started, we do need to open the chiller up because we ship this chiller with some of these shims underneath the compressor, just so the chiller doesn't get damaged during shipping. So you can see one of the shims right here and the screw. Remove the first screw here. It's just one screw. Then you can slide out the shim, just keeping it safe. Now to get to the front shim, we're gonna remove this front face. Start with the screw on the bottom, and you can peel back the face just like that. Now this front shim, just another Phillips head. Set that aside. And this shim is wedged underneath the compressor just like that. Now it's kind of a good chance to see the inner workings of the chiller as well. This is pretty cool. The pump is right back here on this side. So down the road, the pump ever need to be changed out after many years, you can pull this face off, snap a new pump in, and they're all set up with quick connects like this on the electrical. So using an all-in-one chiller like this, we wanted to be very careful on making sure it could be serviced. So if the ozone went out, just a new quick connect, put the ozone back in. If there's a problem ever with the pump, that could be swapped out, or the controller. So everything can be easily replaced in this system. Now we'll reinstall the front face. Now you can get the side door installed as well. And what we'll do is we'll bring this chiller all the way over to in front of the plumbing. So we designed it where these are all hoses, so they're flexible and they can reach. You'll want to make sure all these valves are parallel with the plumbing. This would be perpendicular. This is parallel, so it's ready to go. What we'll do now is move the chiller just closer to the setup. This electrical will run out of the side. Now we can grab our step and fit everything up. There's slots on the side so you can run out your electrical. So if your outlet was over there, you can run it out that side. You can run it out the back. Tons of different options. And this is what it looks like all set up. You could set the lid on the top. And now we'll get this filled up with water. So when we fill this up with water, we're gonna aim for about 12 inches below the top. That's designed great for myself. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds, and that brings the water just about up to the top and allows me to get up to my chin inside the tub. But you can play around with the different water levels if you're shorter or taller or heavier. We don't have to sit here the whole time while it fills up. We can just have the lid holding it in like that. So you can see the water I got put into the tub right up to about 12 inches. We actually leave this off for a second. Now we'll take our electrical and get it plugged in. And so once the tub is plugged in, you'll see it's bubbling right now because some air is getting purged through the system. But we'll pull back the step just so it's easier to see workings of everything. If it's not pumping, or in general, a good practice is to press this pressure relief in the filter until water comes out. So you don't want air trapped in here. You can see water came out. We're good there. And this tub is designed with the ozone to kick on for 1 hour every 24 hours. So it's automatically set up on a timer. So at the time you plug in the electrical, it starts that timer, starts to inject an hour of ozone. Then it's going to reset and inject the ozone at that same hour every day. So if you're somebody that doesn't want the ozone on during the day because you don't like the smell, or you don't want to see bubbles in the tub when the ozone is being injected, you can unplug the chiller, then plug it back in for whenever you want the ozone to come on. So if you want it to come on 8 o'clock at night, you just got to go unplug it, plug it back in at 8 o'clock at night. Just a one-time deal, since this will always be running. But that's just something we did to make this a simple and seamless device that didn't have a ton of technology packed into it that can go wrong. But if you want to come over to this other side, we'll show you how to work the tub. So you can see it's currently at 79 degrees. Right now it's set for 44, but to change the temperature for whatever it's set for, hold set, then down arrow to 39, then press set again. If you wanted it to where it was just radio silent while you're in the tub, you can pause. And that's going to turn off the chiller, turn off the pump, and now it's completely silent. We'll leave it off now, and now I'll show you how to change the filter. So to change the filter, those valves that I talked about twice earlier, you're going to find them, flip the valves right there to where they're perpendicular. Then the other valve is right here on the other side. So with the valves closed and the pump paused, you can remove the filter, install a new filter. Now with the new filter installed, we'll go flip those valves so they're parallel with the plumbing. Start button again. Hold on this until water squirts out. There's no water in the system and everything is still set. Nothing needs to be changed. And if you come in here, you can see what the ozone looks like while it's running. So on that jet to the left, you can see the bubbles start to come out with the ozone injection. This ozone, we used a fan to push the ozone into the water. And so that's the complete setup. The lid stays on. You can get the step moved over the chiller. When it comes time to draining your tub, simply press that pause button again. Take your hose and hook it up to the spigot here on the bottom. If you're okay with just draining out of the spigot right here, you don't need to connect the hose, but just get it screwed on. It's just a normal garden hose, garden spigot, and flip the valve. And we're going to be using gravity to drain out of the hose, into that drain over there. And you can see it start to come out. I have a longer hose here, so it's going to take a little bit longer, and we'll let it drain out. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.